guys, welcome back to another episode of Honest Talks. I have loads of topics that I wanted to talk in Honest Talks, but I don't have any other ideas for videos, and I'm working full time, so we'll just do this instead.
There's not much time left.
Yeah, TikTok. So today's episode, I am probably guessing you already seen the title. So it is how friendships sometimes come and go, how we restrain ourselves from being ourselves, and how we feel more of outlanders and we don't feel like we belong with the people our age, which I'm sure a lot of people feel.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll be talking about that and how we would wish to live out of the grid, just a cabin in the woods.
Yeah.
So, starting with the first topic, I have thought about this for a while, just because we moved here, and obviously the people that you've been with during school, they're going in their own way and they're doing their own thing, and I just feel like sometimes we just start to lose contact with them, and you're thinking that you did something wrong and that's why they don't talk to you. But it's like my parents always say this, especially my mom, how the friendships that you had in high school or college or whatever, then the people, they have their own lives, so you just end up losing most of the friendships that you've built during your school years.
My parents used to say people just go their separate ways.
Yeah.
And that it's not really our fault.
Yeah, exactly. My mom, she had a friend group. There were 5 girls, I believe. Now she doesn't talk to any of them. So, yeah, you and then people, at some point, they'll start to build their own families if they do want kids. So at some point, you're not their priority. I mean, you will never be, but they just don't have time to go out of their own way into talking with someone.
I think it's also because we stop having things in common. That's why friendships start to fall apart.
Yeah, you don't spend as much time together, so you do things different.
Yeah, our friends in high school, we had all those things in common. We were in the same school.
Same class.
Same teachers. And now
you have nothing.
We moved to a different country and we started working, and they went for university, for example. So it's like we don't have a lot of things pulling us together anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. Like, you have to work 10 times harder to make the friendships work.
Yeah.
Because you have nothing in common. You have nothing to talk about. I mean, you have stuff to talk about, but it's like I saw how it is so hard sometimes to explain stuff that happens in your work, like, oh, this happened, but people that don't work there, they don't understand how is that an issue, if you know what I mean. Like, it's hard to complain about stuff like annoying customers or whatever, because it's just very specific stuff that
they can't
only happen to your job. Yeah, like, people don't understand what you mean, and for them it doesn't make any sense. So it is very hard. But that's the thing. If you are starting your career, or you're going to the university and you're going to be away from your friends in high school and college, just remember that it's okay. You will meet new people and you can still be their friends, but don't expect it to be as it was back then, because you're not seeing them every day. Most of these friendships, they happened because you were forced to be together so many hours a day that you end up being friends. It is so hard to be friends with someone when you're an adult, because you have to make it happen. You have to go out of your own way to be with people. It's not like you're obligated to meet them in school. Like, when you were in school, you had to see them.
You have to invite them to places and to go to places with them.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
engage in activities together.
Yeah, if you don't work in your friendship enough, it's just not gonna happen. So what do you feel? Were you scared of like losing friendships? Was it something that affected you?
Yeah. For quite some time, I was afraid of losing friends, and I would try to keep them. And then what would happen would be they would sometimes talk to me hours about their own stuff, and then no one to listen to my stuff.
Yeah. Specifically, though. I mean,
Yeah, that was an
but
example.
it was an online friend, so it's like you never even see him in person.
Yeah, most of my friends are online.
Yeah. But I feel like it's even harder when you were together all the time in school. Like online friends, you kind of talk to them once in a month or something, and that's okay. But it feels so different when you're so used to seeing someone in their physical form, and then you just stop seeing them at all. Like I haven't seen any of my friends in a year, more than a year now. It's been a year and 4 months.
Yeah, people change. You might not lose those friends, but when you meet them again, they will have changed, and so will you. And that's
even though you keep talking online, it's not the same as seeing them in person. That's what I mean. It's not the same. Like having an online friendship, even though you might love them, it is not the same as being with them in person. It's just a whole different dynamic. Yeah. I think that's about it for this topic. The next topic, I just thought about this in like beginning of this week, how people are not themselves. Like they show, I mean, you obviously know this, but when you think about this, it's just so trippy how you present yourself in a way that is not yourself. Like how would you act if you didn't care about how people thought about you? You're supposed to talk. I don't know if you can.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, Piaget, the psychologist we both studied in our
psychology class.
In our psychology class in high school, he said that people live inside these little games, like life itself. It's like a game, you know, and you don't have to understand the other person. You only have to understand the context of the game. Where am I trying to get? Well, we say that we don't act like the way that we are, and people don't act like the way that they are. And why is that? It's because we're all playing this society game, and we're all bound by these rules. Like, you're not gonna undress yourself, you know? Even if that's you, you wouldn't do that, because that would just, everyone would be like, what is going on? It's too complicated for them. So instead of people showing who they really are, and well, I've just used this example, like undressing yourself in public. That's very, it doesn't have to be that. It might be like, oh, you just scream, or you just laugh really loud. Something that makes...
Yeah, sometimes you stop yourself.
Your thoughts, like
from
just
being too loud, from taking too much space,
or even saying your own thoughts, what you think. Sometimes you just tell what the other people want to listen.
I mean, I do understand it would be chaos if you just say everything that comes to your head. I don't mean that way, but you know, when sometimes when I'm in a park and I notice people with their friends and they're just having so much fun and they're being themselves, and or sometimes you're alone. But you can tell that they're acting as if no one's looking, if you know what I mean. And you look at them and you're like, I'm sure they're so nice to be with. Like they look so
because they're
so
being
fun.
They're being genuine.
Yeah, I know, but it's just
I once met someone when I was working in a hotel, and it was a couple. And what she said was, my dream is to make this world more real. And she meant people like being real, being themselves.
It's kind of hard to control others. You can only control yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, I think people are not themselves because they are afraid of judgment.
Why?
And well, because we judge them. We judge them, they judge us. Because we all want them to be like orderly and respect this game. Like, don't be too loud. Why are you being too loud? You know?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Sometimes you don't even say it, but if you hear
Why
someone
do you have contradicting
laughing,
thoughts?
yeah, sometimes you hear someone like laughing too loud, and you're like, "What is going on with him?" you know?
Yeah. So we also judge. We
Like,
also judge.
we try
them.
not to be like that, but that's our first thought. Like, if you see someone sticking out too much, you're like, what is up with them?
Yeah, exactly. So in a way, we want to be more like ourselves, but we also don't let others be more like themselves. In a way, it's something we all want because we want to be liked by who we are and not by this persona, which is another psychological concept, which you know because you study psychology.
All right. Get on with that.
Oh, moving on, yeah. So we would like to be more realistic, more our inner selves instead of this.
Yeah, like when
mask.
you dress uniforms for work and everything, I do get the reason why, but sometimes the way you dress, it's like part of your personality as well. So sometimes
It's like
you
limiting
feel,
you.
yeah, sometimes you feel like that limits you, and sometimes I see people posting of how they would like to dress like in Victorian dresses and stuff like that, and we would like think they're weird if we saw them in the street, but isn't that so cool? Like, isn't that so cool? Just dressing like you were in Victorian era, you know?
Yeah.
Victorian, yeah. I. It's just like we want that to happen. We want people to be genuine, but when they are, even if we don't want to do it on purpose, we end up judging them. Even if we don't say anything, we just think about it.
I've got another example. In Halloween, I was passing by the street on my way to work, and someone was dressed in this hazmat suit, and some guys in a van, they just laughed at him and just yelled from the window. You know, that's the kind of behavior that makes you not want to be yourself. That makes you want to fit in.
I think, like,
trends.
For example, I also saw a girl today. While I was working, she had like a gas mask instead of having like a normal face mask.
Oh, that's cool. I would like to have that as well.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? How do you make people feel better about themselves and how they are? Is you compliment them, and I've been starting to do that, and I hope that helps all those people that I do that too, because sometimes they're self-conscious. They want to do it, but they're like, what are people going to think? And it only takes one person to say that it's cool, that they'll be like, oh, someone said that it was cool.
It probably also only takes one person to say stop that for them.
But who's going to say that? Like, no one's going to actually come to you and say you look stupid.
Yeah, but they might make fun of you or look at you in a certain way. I don't know. I'm very self-conscious. Yeah, I've got a jacket with a patch from a video game, and I like it so much. And
you think people are looking at you funny.
And I'm kind of like proud that, whoa, this is me. And I'm at the same time like, oh, they're going to judge me.
It's just a patch. That's the thing. Sometimes we think people, like, if this helps you, it helps. But people don't care about you in the way that you think they do. Like, strangers, they're not gonna care if you dress a certain way. They're gonna go past you. They might think about, oh, this or that. But as soon as you leave their sight, they're not gonna think about you any longer. Unless you really imprinted it in their minds.
Yeah,
but,
like going naked to the street.
Yeah, I think you would.
Which I would. Well, I wouldn't mind if people could be genuine, and those that are like that could do that. But
yeah, sure. God,
there are
it's
beaches
really cold
like
here
that,
though, so I wouldn't think that would be really good. But yeah, that's the thing. If you think about, oh, that person's hair looks so cool, just go up to them and tell them that. Tell them that. It'll make their day. Honestly, it'll make their day. I think. That's what I've been doing, because I just want people to like themselves better and just not to overthink things.
Such an angel.
It's
true!
Like,
I'm giving you a compliment.
But I mean it because
I know you mean it. I mean it too.
I work in retail and as a piercer, and sometimes it's really hard to talk to people, and I just tell them what I think when I look at them, and I'm just like, oh, your hair is cool, so I'm just gonna say that, you know, just say it, just say it. Okay, next thing that is related to this is how every time that I go into a concert, I don't know how to act. I really don't. People are just, they loving it. They bobbing their heads. they're jumping, and I have...
They're drunk.
Well, I don't know if they are. I guess some could be. But I don't know what to do. I look so awkward. I just stand there. I don't know what to do. Do you know what to do? Because I don't know what to do. I just go like that. That's so boring.
I've only been to 2 concerts. One of them was
and then I start to sing the songs, but it doesn't feel like you're enjoying it as much as the
Well,
other
at least
person.
you know the lyrics. I go to concerts and I don't know the lyrics of the songs. And then I'm like, nah, 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 yeah, nah, nah.
You know,
That's
you
it.
could just look them up before you go.
Or maybe I'm just lip syncing. Yeah.
Yeah, when I go into concerts, I do sing the songs with the singer or with the band, but I just don't feel like I'm enjoying it as much as other people because they're like, and I'm just
Maybe they are faking
and maybe that's why everyone's faking, and I'm thinking that I'm just a weird person who can't act in a concert, but maybe everyone is faking because they don't know what to do either.
Like in that concert I went to alone, they were headbanging. And their hairs were like so long that they were like... Even their beards were shaking, and I'm like, okay, let me try. It's not working.
Now you can headbang, kind of.
Yeah, now I can.
I would feel so awkward if I was headbanging. That's so weird. I mean, it's not weird. Like I said, like do that.
It's like
if
my
that's
brain
you,
is...
If that's you, do that. But I'll feel so... I mean, you just shook my brain off.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
be
what it does.
dizzy after 10 seconds.
My
Like,
brain is
how can
weird.
you go like that? Props to you if you can manage to do that. But I really don't know. What are you supposed to do? Let me know, okay? Because I need to know. If concerts are a thing again, I need to know what to do. Because I have no idea. Okay, and the next thing that is related to the concerts as well, because I'm just like, you know, flowing through the topics, is how I don't feel like I belong with people my age because they party and they drink, and then when you look and you tell them like you don't like that, when they ask you, obviously it's not like I'm trying to tell people, oh, I don't drink, I'm better than you, but I don't like the taste of alcohol, and I don't understand how people I don't actually believe people like the taste of alcohol. It doesn't taste nice. If you do think that you like the taste of alcohol, it's maybe because you're drinking it with something sugary, like Pepsi or Coca-Cola. But who actually, except for maybe men who drink whiskey without ice, those are savages. Because how can you drink whiskey just like that? Just like that? How do you just learn how to like alcohol? Because I don't believe it. I don't believe people actually like it. What is so good about alcohol? Juice tastes nicer.
Yeah, it's got a lot of sugar. Well,
yeah, well, that's why it also has sugar.
I can tell you guys, Jenny really tried to like alcohol and she just couldn't. She tried every single drink or something.
No, I didn't. What are you talking about?
You tried a lot of them.
I literally drink gin once.
You tried gin, you tried beer, you tried wine.
I never tried beer.
You never tried beer?
No.
Oh, but you got dizzy with the smell, right?
Yeah, it smells so bad.
But you tried wine, you tried whiskey, like I only knew that recently.
No,
You also tried vodka with Coca-Cola. Yeah, you tried a whole bunch of shit.
I literally sipped. Okay.
I tried many things.
Why does it feel like it bothers you so much? I don't
Yes,
drink.
because I don't drink, but I have my reasons.
I literally, the only reason that I wasn't trying to like it. I just wanted to know why people were drinking it. Like, I wanted to know what it tastes like, so I know.
So you could decide.
What people feel like when they drink. Because I don't like it. I really don't.
Just because it's so expensive, I don't even think.
Yes, it's so
And
expensive.
even if it was like the sweetest thing in the world, I don't think I would pay so much for it.
Yeah, and the thing is,
But I don't
drinking
drink.
is fun. Oh, if you're listening to this, I'm just doing quotes, like, not that fun, you know?
Quote signs.
Yeah, quote signs.
Sarcasm.
It's supposed to be fun when you're drinking with your friends at a party, like, and that's way more expensive. So if you're drinking at home by yourself, it's not that fun, I guess.
I don't think it's about the drink, because we once had that experience in Liverpool, and we were drinking Coca-Cola, and there were
Yeah,
two
we
and
were
there were two
sat-
guys there.
We were sat at a pub just
Yeah.
drinking Coca-Cola.
Yeah, exactly.
And people look at us in
Yeah,
such weird
and
ways.
and we were talking with them, and I don't think it's because of the substance.
Yes, it's
I don't
a
think it's
social
the
thing.
substance,
But
yeah.
some people, like if they have anxiety or something, they can't talk if they don't drink. They feel
Yeah.
too self-conscious, like I said about before.
Mhm.
So they can't be themselves. So they drink so they can be themselves. I guess some people,
Yeah.
at least that's what
Well,
I've said.
or at least they're a bit more open and they can talk openly about the problems that bother them. So
I don't
they
feel
can...
like it's to talk about problems. It's just to enjoy themselves better.
Well,
Like to
it
have
depends.
fun.
It depends. One of the guys that we were there with, he said he was talking about his divorce, and I think that was helping him feel better. Although he was sad while talking about it, because it's
Yeah.
something sad.
Yeah. Some people
Yeah.
That's what they say. Like when you drink, you just tell stuff that you wouldn't when you're sober, and that's the thing. You're not being yourself, and then you resort sometimes to drinking. Not always the case, but some people resort to drinking to allow themselves to be themselves and not have their super ego just telling them what they can and can't do.
Yeah.
And on that note, we would like to live in a cabin. I've been thinking about this for so long, and I'm literally looking at people in YouTube who live in the middle of nowhere, and I think their lives are so good.
I would like to have a fireplace where I could put logs.
I've had a fireplace and it doesn't heat the house, but I think it's just because my house had really tall ceilings.
we don't need the fireplace then.
No, the fireplace is good, but my house had really tall ceilings, and the heat goes up. So then
But we could see the stars.
it was cold.
We could see the stars during the night, because where we have been living,
No
we can't see.
pollution, no visual pollution, no pollution. at all.
I haven't seen stars for so long. I also wouldn't see where we were before, and we were in a small village. You would see maybe 10
Yeah,
stars
because
in the sky.
it's the light pollution.
Yeah.
If it's too many lights, you can't see the sky, which is crazy. Because you would think that the sky would be brighter.
Kevin!
Please just take me into the Peak District or somewhere else. I don't care. I've only been there, so that's all I know. Or Lake District, I've also been there as well. You can check the vlogs. But yeah, it just feels like much more peaceful. I like living in a city for now, but then as I probably grow older, I'll just be like, just leave me alone.
You like to live in a city?
Well, for now, because if I want to go and buy something, like, I don't have a car. If I lived in the middle of nowhere, I would never see anybody, which is not really that bad. But at the same time, I feel like I would go crazy.
Well, yeah, at least we don't live in a residential city.
Like, I feel like for you to be living that life, first, you have to have money and buy your own house. Who's going to rent you a house in the middle of nowhere? And then second, you need to have transport. If you don't have any public transport, you need to have your own car. It's not like you can just walk whenever you need something, you know?
True.
So you're not really living like people would, like 200 years ago, because you need to go places.
Maybe we'll live
and
in
get
a cabin
stuff.
someday.
You know, like Outlander. I just want their life in the last season. Not exactly their life, because they went through some stuff. But, you know, just living in a cabin and having your land and growing food, but not having any neighbors.
Sounds very pleasant.
But I like people, don't get me wrong. I do love talking to people. The good people that I enjoy talking to. Some people are just obnoxious. But then at the same time, I just want to be myself, you know? Because I don't feel like extroverted or introverted. I feel like the one in the middle. So, anything you like to add?
No, I'm okay.
You're right? He's an introverted person, so he needs to reset his batteries now. I will charge him after this.
She will plug me into the electrical socket.
But where?
Through my butt.
I was going to be like, oh, but where's the plug-in in you? Never mind it.
I made a joke, sorry.
Well, see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Have a happy holidays and whatever you celebrate.
Happy festivities.
Yeah, just have fun. If you don't celebrate anything, have fun, just as if it was any other day. Because you have to have fun and you have to be yourself. There's no time, you never know when you're gonna die, so just enjoy life. See ya. Bye.